Hey everybody, this is Grace, and in this video, I want to talk about when somebody or some people make you a social pariah. Okay, now it can happen in many ways. It could happen just in your town or city or your corner of the world, or it can happen like people make it with your friends or co-workers, people you work with, some way, how. I'm going to give like more of an everyday kind of example though, and that is more of like in your area where you live. If you live in a small town, then it's your small town. But if it's a city, like I live in a city, that area, the area closest to where I live. Okay, I'm going to talk about that one. One of the things I have noticed, especially more lately, like the last year or two, is say you go to somewhere in, wherever you tend to go in your area, okay, and somebody's doing something wrong, so you point it out. I mean, you're not mean, you're not hateful, you're not screaming, yelling, nothing, or cussing at them. You just point it out to them, or to maybe, if it's a store or something, to customer service. Something has actually been done wrong, and the customer service apologizes for it. Okay, this is a customer service person, because it is wrong. So the next time you go in there, the people who work there are looking at you and staring at you and pointing at you, or whatever it is that they're going to do. You have suddenly become a pariah. You're somebody. They might even be laughing. Okay, let's say that they're laughing. They're doing it in that kind of way. And suddenly you're the person who is at fault. You see? They've blamed the victim. They've turned it around to where you're the one who's done wrong because you reported something that was wrong. I'm talking about this because I just recently experienced it again. And it wasn't just me that it had, saw what was wrong. But it happened, a few of them back to back. Oh my goodness, I don't know what it is. Does your life come in themes, like all of a sudden this one thing happens more often than ever before, and it's not like you're just thinking of it and you didn't notice it before. You noticed it when it's happened before. But this is just like bam, bam, bam. Like people say, bad luck comes in threes. I don't know what that was. But a guy just stopped in the middle of the road. And I had to turn, and I was he doesn't have a stop sign, and I didn't want him to hit me because I'm crossing over. Yeah. Anyway, just not paying attention, I guess. Watch me go back there, and suddenly they had put up a stop sign, a four-way stop sign. That would be interesting if I find that, but I didn't see it. But there was a truck sitting there, so maybe it was covering it up or something. I don't know. As a work truck was on there. Real life happens in the middle of a video. You got it. And this one about, like your small town or your small area of the town or city or whatever, and it winds up being inconvenient to you. Okay, because they have done something wrong, you reported it, and you're made to feel very uncomfortable when you return there, because they're looking at you and they're staring at you and they're pointing at you and they're doing all that, blaming the victim. So you're very uncomfortable. So you start saying, okay, like me, where I live, I call it narcissism. Now, I did not give it a reputation, but it already had the reputation when I heard of it. Heard of the city, like 30 years ago. And it already had a reputation of people with high sense of entitlement and so on, narcissistic behaviors. And it is not false. I mean, it's a generalization. Of course, it's a reputation. And we all know reputation. Not everybody is whatever it is. It's a generalization. But, yeah, not everybody. Of course, not everybody. But anyway, it's not the whole, from what I've seen, it's not the whole city. It's more of an area of more than one city. It's an area of that part. And my experience, and not just my experience, okay, I want to point that out. It's not just me or someone who's purposefully agreeing with me or anything. I've heard it from different people that, like I said, it has a reputation. You go into a store and everything, just a store, that's an everyday example, and everything has turned topsy-turvy. Left is right, up is down, all this kind of stuff. And like you, the customer, you're the person who's paying for it. You have to move out of their way, okay? And I know people say that it's there where they live too. You the customer, whenever the employees need something, you better move out of the way. And that happens unbelievable to me. I can go outside of here 10 miles away and this stuff doesn't happen. Okay, that's the difference. And, that kind of thing, or if you say, hey, you've got rotten fruit here. And this just happened to me recently, rotten fruit. And I pointed it out and it was like, I was bothering them. So I told customer service and she was like, okay. Yeah, so I wound up calling their corporate office, and the woman, it's not here, by the way, but the woman who answered it, she said, I'm from an era, where that kind of stuff wouldn't happen, but she said, bad thing is these days it happens more and more often. She was very vocal about it. So, no matter what, you're becoming that social pariah. Even in like an everyday just shopping or going to put gas in your car, or anything, maintenance, mechanics, whatever it is, and you're not willing to just let them treat you like crap, and you're wrong for that. It's amazing to me how things have changed. And at my age, yeah, I've seen quite a bit, but it's changed so dramatically. Dramatically. It's unbelievable, really, in my lifetime. Now, like I was saying, I can go outside of here, out of this, that area, outside of it, like 10 miles away to a different city, and night and day. Seriously, difference of night and day. But yeah, it's starting to sprawl across everything. More and more you see, you'll have to go to way out, and maybe you won't find such an arrogant attitude in there first. You're the customer, you are last. Seriously, it's unbelievable. But like I said, that way they make a social pariah out of you, to where you're going to, it's like you're, I don't want to blame the victim, by saying you're setting yourself up to be ridiculed when you go out to some place, because you're not responsible for what these people are doing. You're not the fault of it. You're not the cause of it. They're messed up. Okay, but so I don't want to say you're setting yourself up, but in a way it feels like that. Like, if you go to the grocery store, if you go to, the local pub, or, whatever you have there, your Cheers, your favorite restaurant, and that's what you're going to experience. That you're going to experience that, so why would you want to? And it gets to that. And that's not good. That's not a good thing at all. And I'm well aware of that. It's not a good thing. But anyway, yeah, they make you that social pariah and make your life miserable, because they are stomping their feet like a insolent child, and they want it their way, and you're going to comply, or we're going to make fun of you, we're going to ridicule you, we're going to make you the pariah. That's the sad thing about the way this world's turning too. Oh my goodness. But yeah, not everybody, of course, not everywhere, not everybody, like I keep saying. Oh boy. Anyway, what about you? Do you have your own story about something like that? Leave a comment below. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this one up. If you want to subscribe to this channel, click the circle. If you want to watch another video on the channel, you can click one of the rectangles. Like, subscribe, comment, and share on your own social media, and I'll talk to you on another video. Bye.